Gemini, so good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Chandler, and this is your intuitive energy reading for the week. I do apologize for not being able to post last week. I did actually post. Okay, I did actually record the Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini readings, but unfortunately, I ended up taking them down, and I think if I could go back, I probably would just have kept them up, but there were so many negative energies coming through that day, and it really sort of overwhelmed my system to the point where I actually had an anxiety attack about it. And it wasn't necessarily just about that either. There are definitely negative energies, looming around us. Tarot readers have to be really careful, okay, if there's not like well wishes around them, if you know what I mean, if there's people who don't like what they say even, right? So that was ironically on the lunar eclipse night, okay? And so we're going to be going over some of that today. What that means and what we're going to be experiencing for the next couple weeks, because as we have eclipse energy, we're going to be yanked and pushed and pulled and torn and put back together, okay, in different ways than ever before. It's a very big cycle that's closing. Personally, I feel kind of like it's a 7-year cycle. And what the Capricornian energy means, being eclipsed by the moon, which is the feminine energy, the Capricornian energy being the feminine, or the masculine, the father energy, is looking at time, okay? Looking at time, how time has gone for you, how you've spent your time, and that has a lot to do with rules, restrictions, guidelines, expectations, karma, okay? Definitely karma. And ultimately just breaking through those barriers, those cycles, okay, that no longer really serve you. And I was just telling Libra that I actually had a really enlightening experience through it. You know, I think anxiety can really be used as a tool to really get to the bottom of things, really get to where you need answers, where you need clarity. And to be completely honest, it kind of felt like a death to me. It kind of felt like something was just taken out of me, and what I was left with was a void. It was a void. It was an emptiness that was I actually really appreciated. Okay, so I feel like though the experience was tough, I really needed it. I cleansed, and that's how I feel. Okay, so we're looking at your sacred geometry energies this week. Okay, so we have Merkaba and consciousness. Interesting. So we have a number 5 and consciousness being the number 8. Libra, it's ironic that I was talking about Libra because Libra got the Merkaba energy. Now that's kind of strange to me. So you may actually be involved with the Libra, right? And also consciousness is a number 8, which the Libra energy represents, okay, in the major arcana, the infinity symbol, karma, justice, balance and all that. Very interesting, Gemini. So you definitely are coming through in such a way that is about creating and making change for yourself. When we have a number 5, like Merkaba, we're talking about the divine masculine and divine feminine coming together. And this doesn't mean that you have to have a counterpart. Doesn't even mean that you need to be in a relationship. What it actually means is that you are working on healing and integrating the divine feminine and divine masculine in yourself. And that's sort of what I was feeling from this instead. Now, consciousness is a gateway. Consciousness is, I'm getting dark night of the soul even, which is interesting because that's not typically what I get from this energy. We're going to keep things light today. We may brush up on our dark night of the soul information, but for whoever I'm speaking with, whoever I'm connecting with, has just recently had a breakthrough, okay? And either you were in the dark night of the soul, or you are experiencing darker energies, maybe relating to the consciousness karma, okay? Sort of pulling, I'm seeing this tether. I'm seeing a tether like a woven string, okay? And so it's showing me a bit of time happening, like a timeline, or you know, almost like a fragility there. Okay, so it's not ironic that I had this anxiety thing and that I would share it with you. For whoever's tapping in to my video, you know, you could be feeling a little anxious, a little restless with the energies going on. We do have like 6 or 7 retrogrades, and we have eclipses and all this stuff. And what you're doing is traveling. Okay, what I see you doing is traveling. Okay, in toward something, from something, away from something, right? So we're gonna unpack this a little bit. The frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. Beautiful. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multi-dimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. So you guys could have some things that are coming up that weren't what meets the eye, or not necessarily not what meets the eye, but things that you couldn't have seen with your eyes. Does that make sense? Yeah. I'm really kind of feeling like a transformative energy, almost like a death or a tower moment, but we're going to see what comes up, Gemini. All right. I actually do want to pull, I'm going to let these rest for a moment. I do want to pull a personal power card for you guys. So I got this little deck recently. Isn't it so cute? Oh, no way. These 2 cards just fell out because they got hooked on my nail. These 2 cards are the same cards that Libra had. You guys, is this not weird? Is this not weird? I know, okay, we're not in your energy. We're not in you. I'm half tempted to keep them just because this is so ironic. There's a consciousness shift here. And you could be dealing with a Libra individual truly, because they got both of these cards. I'm not even kidding. And I just shuffled them in front of you. All right, Gem. A personal power for Gemini, please. Personal power for Gemini, please. Okay, you might need a lot of empowerment this week. We had a lot of cards just come out, but this was the only one, that came out of the deck on its face and on the floor. Okay, so this is a personal power that you have this week. To forgive. You can forgive. You are capable of doing it. We have also a number 8. Karma. So what I see with this is that this woman's sort of looking over her shoulder. She's suspicious. And that's what I'm feeling from her. She's suspicious. And she may have been betrayed. She may have really had some deceit going on very recently, right? I'm hearing the word, okay, I don't even want to go there. Like, there's been so many dark energies coming through that really sort of highlight our shadow aspects, the things that aren't so flattering. And I think what this card really truly wants you to do is either forgive yourself, which I'm feeling really strongly, Gemini, actually. It could be you, or it could be your loved one who really needs to forgive yourself. Okay, I really feel that strongly. Or forgive other people. Forgive other people for their wrongdoings or for whatever happened. That's interesting. Okay, so let's go with the intuitive tarot now. Yeah, you guys, I'm getting a lot of like really intuitive hits from this. It's really speaking to me fast. I'm hearing fast and furious. Oh, new beginnings. Yikes. This did come up in reverse, though I don't typically take these in reverse. Here's another 5. So we're already halfway to the tower moment, and we're like 5 cards in. Yeah, 5 cards in. So we have the new beginnings card being the Fool, the Aquarian energy of new beginnings, 0 point energy. I'm hearing nowhere left to go, right? But up, or but somewhere else. I did say that you guys were traveling. This could definitely be travel. A lot of spiritual context here, so it looks like you could be traversing a little bit of dark energy, not really knowing where this is going, not really knowing what to do about it. Where we have financial and material changes, it does kind of look like your environment is changing. I'm hearing kicked out. So I'm connecting with someone who may have had a best friend relationship, their roommate, whatever, they had a tiff or they got kicked out, a falling out or something like that. Because with the Five of Pentacles, you could be involved with a Taurus, Aquarius. This could have something to do with your home or family. A really codependent or toxic relationship when it comes up like this, to be completely honest. It's a little bit manipulative. Yeah, it's definitely manipulative, and it's not accruing either of you very good karma. And that's really what I'm getting. Not necessarily you, Gemini. It could be, take this with a grain of salt. It could be that, you had to be removed from this situation so that you didn't create any more negative karma for yourself. If you know what I mean. Like, you could have really wanted to give it to somebody, right? That's not the way it's going to happen. That's not the way it's going to happen. I'm really seeing that. Throat chakra number 5. Yeah, Gemini, you're did you just feel that? I just so stuttered. You literally aren't talking. You're not talking, you're not communicating. There is no communication going on, and this is the 5 that we were waiting for, right? This is the third 5 out of 5 cards. Still, right? So we've seen the Tower moment for someone. And this throat chakra is talking about not telling the truth. Maybe someone wasn't being honest. I don't like this energy with you. And, we have heart chakra underneath, so it kind of feels like someone wasn't being honest. It kind of feels like someone was not being upfront. Or, communicating at all. Someone could have been lying. It all depends on the severity of your situation, but I do kind of feel like with this new beginning, you're needing to heal your throat chakra, maybe by communicating something, because the consciousness card is also very blue, and it could represent truth. The truth of consciousness, the truth of the universe. When you look at this woman, she literally is on the floor of the universe, okay, if you want to call it that. She is stepping into uncharted territory, or she may have felt cast out, I'm hearing, or thrown out, okay, in oblivion, like something like that, where it's, you have no plan. You have no plan. No plan of action. So Triumph comes up. Chariot energy, number 7. This is movement forward. This is good because we're talking about moving forward with your heart and your mind in full effect. Now, this is kind of a fiery energy, right? This is kind of like Aries energy. I'm even hearing bullheaded. So it could be that you're involved with a Cancer, a Pisces, a Scorpio, working on, oh man. I mean, yeah, that's, okay. So I feel like some of you could be taking the lower road here. Some of you could really kind of feel like getting back at this person, to be completely honest. And your consciousness is kind of screaming at you like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Let's see. Show me what I need to see, Spirit Oracle. Prosperity begins. What do we say? Ace of Pentacles. Something new that's beginning, Gemini. I really feel this for you. I feel like since you're taking whatever road this is for you, however your consciousness sees this, you're wanting to move forward and just start anew. Start somewhere else, begin a different chapter in a completely new way. Something that I think you deserve, something that I think will ultimately benefit you and help you flourish. With deep roots in a situation, it can really help you grow. It can really help you grow. And so with Triumph, we're looking at, the Chariot energy of the major arcana telling you to move forward. Like, telling you you're going to be triumphant. You're going to be triumphant because you've either taken the leap of faith or you've just taken a leap, right? In whatever direction or however this feels. You're needing to just leave this situation, and it could be in so many ways that you resonate with this, but I kind of feel a more tangible energy, not so spiritual. Although we have consciousness. So I think that there is a very profound soul level lesson here. But yeah, there has to be movement somewhere, and I'm sensing this really strong pull for you to move forward. A lot of people are getting that pull. A lot of people are, being pushed and pulled and torn and yanked. It can get sort of violent if you don't listen. But I really kind of feel like you may be trying to listen. You may actually be trying to listen, despite how you may feel. Now, I'm getting this very strong feeling like I don't want to go quietly. I'm not going to go quietly, right? You want to speak your truth. You want to put it up to someone. You want to, raise your fist. I'm even hearing like raise your fist. So, whoever this applies to, I think that's, kind of silly, honestly. But just because I see the way out. I see that things are going to be okay for you and that you don't actually have to fight as hard as you're fighting for this because something better's on its way already, right? So let's look at what's going on for you this week, Gemini. Whoa. One flew out of the coop. Yeah, 5 of Wands, a lot of arguing, a lot of disagreement. You very well could be involved with the fire sign because, though that's a Chariot energy, water energy, it looks like nobody's really getting along. This is an exit point to me because no one wins in this kind of argument. It's a little bit of a waste of energy, right? As you're sort of being prompted to leave in a way. When we're looking at this woman or this little girl next to these 2 boys, although it's all fun and games, it might be hurting her ears. It actually may be hurting her to the point where she has to leave, and it could be really petty. But I also feel that this is maybe some competition because you're looking at this like, I've got to win. And I'm hearing at all cost. I'm hearing at all cost. So let me put this in context for you, Gemini. If you do go back, you're not going to get this. If you do go back and choose the lower road, then this will be your karma. Your consciousness is giving you a choice. It's giving you an option. Though you may feel optionless, you still have options. Okay? So I think that this is a very stern reading for someone in any case that is thinking about maybe not taking the higher road and getting revenge, or trying to make amends with something that is not serving them at the very least. Okay? The Magician in reverse. Could be dealing with another air sign. Remember when we said Libra? We have the Hanged Man on the bottom of the deck. So this is the new beginning that we're talking about, but it's not a desirable one. There's something that you feel is being taken from you. This is the major arcana of the Gemini, okay? And so when you see this card for yourself or in any reading that is for the sign that you're reading for, you have to know that this is non-negotiable. This is a soul level lesson. And it kind of feels like there's no communication, like I said, with the throat chakra. You've been cut off and you're in this hangman position, feeling like you're being punished. Maybe you are being punished. Maybe something happened, okay? But either way, we're looking at this hangman situation where only the divine really has your back, or only the divine really has this person's back. Okay, depending on how you're looking at this. Because you kind of do feel isolated. You kind of, this definitely feels like you feel ganged up on, or like nobody understands you, right? Because when we have the Magician, you may feel like you're just talking, and no one's listening to you, and no one is hearing you, right? And that's not the point of this Magician. This point is to not talk. This point is to listen. And so, I'm dealing with someone who may actually be dealing with another air sign or a fire sign who has made some very significant changes. And I feel someone out there wants closure. I feel someone out there wants answers. but they're not coming in a forgiving way, and they're not learning their lesson. And so Gemini, this is a really big pickle for you to just trust, for you to think, I'm going to take a leap of faith on this person. I'm going to, listen to what this person has to say. You may listen because what this person has, are maybe a lot of issues. Maybe they're just unstable, right? And maybe you're a kind person and you kind of want to help this person out of a jam, but it does look like they need to learn this lesson. Okay? So let's look at Triumph. Ooh. Oh, no way. We have the Hanged Man coming up in reverse and the Page of Swords. So this is the truth. This is the message that you want, and it's the realization that something is being communicated. As I feel like there's a real strong silence, like just I'm hearing like zip line, like just clear, okay? And I've been seeing this thread. Okay, I've been just seeing this thread the whole time, like tethered, very thin, kind of like weak feeling, just weak, where this could be actually your communication or your connection with this person. And you're looking at this like how do I make this better, or how do I communicate what needs to be communicated? Well, it looks like there is some communication coming through, okay? And we're going to really look at this because I think that this could be you, because we just talked about this Hanged Man being in an upright position, and now it flew out of the deck, and it's now in a reversal with the Page of Swords. So this is someone who's communicating something new to you. This is new information. Right? Okay. Please show me what's being communicated. The Wheel of Fortune. So this is Jupiter, but not many people actually talk about what it means for Sagittarius, because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and I see a fire sign potentially involved. So Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is retrograde, as well as like 6 other planets. And what Jupiter rules is abundance, prosperity, luck, and karma, to be completely honest, in a way that is dharma. So it's the things that you earn. And what this is showing is that something is actually being taken from you in the way that something is being communicated, right? Or at least that's how you feel. Maybe this Page of Swords is something being communicated that's actually putting an end to something else. And it's a finality kind of feeling, okay? This could be good for you, Gemini. I just kind of feel like it's really confusing. It's a really confusing energy, and it does kind of feel like it's going back, okay? It does kind of feel like it's going back into the same situation, and I kind of don't want you to do that, because I'm feeling this energy, okay, that's about moving forward. But I know and I feel that you guys just want to go back. I feel that, and I felt that from the beginning, that there's this thing that you don't want to give up the fight, because remember the 5 of Wands came up. This is like our 7th 5, to be completely honest. There's been so many Tower moments recently. There's been so many endings that have maybe been avoided or neglected or not taken seriously. Right? So the 5 of Wands is you not giving up the fight, right? If it were in reverse, then you would have left, and this would have been done or over. But there's still competition, there's still petty arguments, there's still toxicity. Nothing has really changed. You're taking it, or they're taking it, however you see this. And so this is why the New Beginnings came out in reverse, right? Though I don't typically take these in reversals. This is why the New Beginnings card came out in reverse, is because you're not accepting it. I really feel that strongly, that someone out there is not accepting their new beginning. And with the throat chakra and the Magician, something is not being communicated appropriately. Something is not, something doesn't feel truthful, or resourceful or useful, right? Because when we're looking at the magician energy in your own energy, you've got to do things that provide a service, right? That provide or offer something, right? Or alchemize something else. And it just kind of looks like you refuse to alchemize this situation, Gemini, and I have to be honest of what I see. Okay? So the Hanged Man is a realization, and it could mean reconciliation, actually, because of the Page of Swords. Talking about it, maybe a new beginning or an offer. But the wheel doesn't feel good, and I have to be honest about that. The wheel is this cycle repeating itself. Okay, the wheel that is this cycle that's just going to repeat itself. It's just going to be the same thing. So I know that you probably love this person, right? Let's talk about prosperity begins. Because this is the new beginning. After the wheel is in reverse, it is the new beginning. All right. Let's see what comes out. Whoa. Oh boy. Oh geez. Gemini, this is some really heavy stuff that just came through. I just got a hot flash. We have Judgment, okay? We have Judgment being the 20th card of the Major Arcana, and the universe is just screaming, don't go back. Don't get revenge. Don't create more karma for yourself. It looks just kind of like really toxic energy that you're maybe a little addicted to, or maybe, wanting to just go back to or revert to, or take the lower path, not take the higher road. And the Judgment is saying, no, I'm sorry. This isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. You know why? Because we have something better for you. We have something better for you. And you know why I say that? Because it's followed up by 3 cards that were on their backs, not showing face, right? So it's not going to be apparent to you. This is not going to seem real, okay? You're going to be in this fantastical energy of everything's okay. Everything's fine. We made up. I apologized, and things are going to be great from now on. It's the best thing ever. I'm so happy, right? Because that's all what we want. That's what we want. But this is talking about not getting what you want because there's something better, and your judgment needs to ripen about this right now, because then we have the Tower moment, and the Tower came up upright. And this is not a tower you can see, and that's why I kind of shook a little bit, because you're actively and almost deciding to put yourself in the same or worse position than before, where the Tower moment is not going to take kindly, especially after you don't listen. And so what I was getting before is just this talking energy. And you're not listening. And consciousness cannot break through. And you're not able to travel. And your powers are going to be diminished. And all of these things until you allow this new beginning, okay, in a different way, or in a new place. Because when we see the Ace of Pentacles, this is talking about new foundations, new structures, new realities, new fundamentals, new foundations, new tangibility in your life, new job, new whatever, right? This is the Ace of Pentacles, which is it's not spiritual at all. It's tangible, okay? And it wants you to go there. It wants you to go there. Now let's look at what is coming after the Judgment card. 6 of Swords and King of Wands. So, though you may try, Gemini, to apologize, I think that that's a very valiant effort. When we're looking at triumph, you're looking at just wanting to come in, get closure, get what you want, maybe satisfy this urge to reconcile, I'm hearing pour out, okay? So pour out your feelings. And what is realized in the process is that nothing actually has changed even after that. Nothing actually has changed. And that's the problem. So it's very tempting. It's very tempting to go back. I'm even feeling a little bit of manipulation, okay? And this could be either you or your counterpart, okay? Because I see a little bit of counterpart coming in actually after this Wheel of Fortune comes in. right? Because I don't know if your counterpart, maybe being this fire sign, is really wanting to repeat this cycle. Okay? So I don't want you to feel discouraged, but I do feel a sense of rejection or someone feeling rejected later on because we have the Six of Swords, and this is unwilling to move to a new or better place, not being peaceful, not having peace of mind, not feeling safe, and ultimately having a really faulty foundation. Being like, I'm seeing someone's mindset being like paper thin, just like not attached to reality. Potentially anxiety ridden. These are qualities of a very codependent person. And in the beginning, when we saw New Beginnings come out, what was clarified by it was the Five of Pentacles. And this is codependency at its finest. Okay, this is a toxic, leechy sort of situation that I don't care if it's a romance or if it's a roommate. This is something that you inherently know is not good for you. Okay, not good for, not only for your love, right? For your love, who you love or who you're with or who you're associating with, but actually not good for your mind, not good for your energy, not good for anybody really long term. So the Six of Swords is literally judgment, and the Tower moment saying no, you're not going back. You're not reconciling with this person. You're not trying it out again, especially if this is not the first time. Okay, and I'm getting that. Like, you may be so forgiving, Gemini. You may be truly forgiving, but is it really forgiveness? And I hate to say it like that, but I'm really getting this feeling like, I am just so forgiving. Or, I'm just so forgiving. However you identify with male or female. But actually it's not forgiveness. Because somebody tries to get back at another. It's always toxic. It's always like this make-up, breakup kind of thing. It's not good. And that's just what I'm seeing. So then we have the King of Wands in reverse. And so this is someone who is absolutely toxic, self-absorbed, someone who wants power, okay? Power hungry, so power hungry. And someone who really is obsessed with the facade, someone who is obsessed with what people think of them, how they're perceived. And you can almost see it in someone like this, like they are attention seekers. They want to be in the middle of everything. They meddle in people's business when it doesn't even involve them. They want to be the leader. They want to be the head honcho and really take control and like just be this really dominating force. But in truth, they're actually really insecure. They are really they're shattered, broken inside. And they don't care to fix themselves. They are obsessed with ideas. They are obsessed with facade. They are obsessed with appearances. Because without that, they don't know who they are. It's an underdeveloped person, to be completely honest, who needs power to maintain their appearance. And so this is a very complex reading. I don't feel all of this is your energy, Gemini, but I do feel like you guys are so deep in it. You guys are so deep in this that, you could actually lose yourself if you go any deeper. You could actually lose yourself. You could actually lose your chance, at true freedom or at true happiness. And this is the universe, again, in a much lighter note, coming through by saying, okay, now that you get the picture, right? It's not a beautiful picture. It's really not a beautiful picture, Gemini. But what we're going to give you instead is something better. We're going to give you something instead that really floats your boat. We're going to give you something instead that really makes sense because we designed it that way. Okay, and they're almost taking like a little bit of credit. Your guides in the universe, they're like, we did it that way. So you need to trust us that we already worked this out. You just have to hop over to that timeline. Because with this new beginning is that you're taking the opportunity to take the leap of faith into another timeline and go whoop, whoop, right back where you were. And so there's no lesson being learned and your soul can't progress and grow. And so when that happens, Gemini, and I've seen it so much and I truly know this, that when you refuse your growth, then your soul and your well-being actually does decay. And that's when we find ourselves falling into depressive tendencies like over drinking and partying and neglecting our self-care and getting into toxic situations and being into codependent relationships, because we haven't taken our own initiative to rise to the occasion and be really strong and, leave that previous timeline fully behind. And this is what the solar eclipse energy is really going to be teaching you this cycle, is that you have control, that you have perspective, your consciousness is on your side, right? Even if it seems like you're being punished, or even if it seems like what you want isn't what you can have, it does kind of seem like it's not benefiting you. It's not enhancing your well-being. It's not making you a healthier version. So my advice as a reader, from what I see, is just to go forward. Just go forward, because until you decide to move forward, this Wheel of Fortune can't open for you. Okay? But as soon as you do, this is a 10, and this is talking about moving forward and then unlocking a bunch of prosperity for yourself. Seeing the bigger picture. And that's truly what Jupiter means in like a more deeper philosophical interpretation, is the bigger picture. It's the biggest planet in the universe, outside of our sun, of course, right? And what it represents is just this big picture, this huge gift after a really difficult cycle, or after dharma that has accrued good karma. Okay, you know what I mean? Dharma, providing a service. And I really kind of feel that for you, is that you may feel like you're not providing a service, especially with this person. Like you're not actually being actively purposeful. And that's going to erode, your well-being. That's going to erode that good feeling away, until you, sort of you can just step into it, Gem. You can just step into it. You can just say, no more, I'm done, moving forward. And believe me, it can feel like night and day after you do that. It can really feel like I just let that person go. I wasn't even thinking about them, or whatever the case may be. It was like night and day. And that's what I'm feeling. Okay, so it's a real act of courage, actually, what I see here. We're going to go into this a little bit deeper in the extended. So for those of you who are still with me, I really appreciate you guys. I hope you have an amazing week. For whoever I'm connecting with, just stay strong. This eclipse and retrograde energy, I promise, has been really difficult for just about everybody. So don't feel inferior. Don't feel like your life is crumbling. Okay, it's in fact trying to rebuild, and you just have to see it in that way. Thank you so much, Gemini. I will see you in the extended or next week. Have a great week. Bye-bye.